Hello, I'm Alex Kakuyo, regular contributor for Buddhistdoor Global. I'd like to welcome you to this episode of The Ordinary Buddhist. The title of today's talk is The Purpose of Buddhist Chanting. Before we get into that, however, I'll remind you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I post talks in the future. Also, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that'd be great too. Now, there are many portions of the traditional Buddhist liturgy that may be strange or different to a Westerner if it's their first time in a Buddhist temple. We practice seated meditation, we do bowing, offerings at the altar, and we also chant. However, the chanting shouldn't be something that scares or puts off new practitioners. It's very similar, in fact, to the hymns that one might listen to in a Christian church. And the reason we chant in Buddhism is threefold as part of our liturgy. First, it's simply for learning. By reciting the sutras over and over again, we memorize them and we see and learn things in the teachings that we didn't hear the first time. The Heart Sutra is very familiar for this because it's said that you have to recite it 10,000 times in order to truly understand the purpose of the teaching. Secondly, we chant as a form of single-pointed concentration. In the same way that one might focus on the breath while doing seated meditation, focusing on the feeling of air moving in and out of the lungs, the feeling of the diaphragm expanding and contracting, we can also use our voice when chanting as single-pointed concentration, focusing on the sound of each syllable coming out of our mouths or the vibration of our vocal cords. And as we do this, we're able to drop into deeper states of samadhi, or concentration. And finally, we chant as part of Buddhist liturgies as a form of together action. In the same way that we feel close to people who root for the same sports team as us, when Buddhists chant together, engaging in a singular practice all at once, we draw closer to our Dharma brothers and sisters. We feel part of a larger community, part of the Buddha body. Thus, it brings us close together and helps us to experience compassion for all sentient beings. So next time you enter a Buddhist temple and you experience chanting, know that the reason you're doing it is threefold. You're doing it as a part of single-pointed concentration. You're doing it to build compassion and a sense of community. And you're also doing it to learn and memorize the sutras. Amitabha.